Frankie Muniz was just 21 when his star project Malcolm in the Middle wrapped. It looked like the start of his success in Hollywood, but after a few movie roles, Frankie suddenly disappeared from the screens. The media started speculating that Muniz couldn't handle his newfound fame and that he joined the club of other young stars who gave in to addictions. But the reason for his disappearance was much worse. Something was wrong with Frankie's health. The tabloids' headlines got more disparaging. They claimed that the actor was suffering from an unexplained medical condition. The media revealed that Frankie couldn't remember anything at all from huge parts of his own life, including all his time spent as Malcolm. Muniz's fans were devastated. They couldn't believe that the actor might never return to the screens. Frankie started acting at the age of 8, but became a household name at 15 when he was cast as the lead actor in a sitcom called Malcolm in the Middle. The teen was earning as much as $120,000 per episode. And more importantly, during the 6-year run of the series, he won the love of fans and critics. As proof, the young star was nominated for Emmy and Golden Globe Awards and won a handful of others. So when he suddenly disappeared at the height of his stardom, the first guesses were about his bad habits, which is quite common among the former child stars. But it was far from Frankie's case.
I'm 31 years old. I've never had a sip of alcohol. I've never touched any...
Never?
Never.
After the popular comedy series ended in 2006, Frankie started making headlines. But it had nothing to do with his career. The actor was in and out of hospitals and was reportedly forced to step back from acting. In his rare interviews, Frankie avoided answering questions about his health. It brought some even more horrifying rumors to life. Frankie's fans thought the actor's life was in jeopardy.
You search my name, it's basically Frankie Muniz name.
The rumors started when Muniz revealed that he had bad memory and that he'd had several concussions as a child. Frankie also shared that he'd suffered from a series of these small strokes over the years. He admitted that the episodes made his bad memory even worse, and then everything snowballed. The actor has accused the media of twisting the truth for years. Their narrative has created panic about his mental and physical health, and the actor is fed up. After over a decade of speculation, Frankie finally decided to tell the truth.
This is the first time that I've actually ever gotten to clarify. I had to say, I don't really remember, but I wasn't saying I don't remember anything. I have people write me all the time oh, it's so sad that you don't... I'm like...
But the truth behind his medical condition and disappearance from Hollywood is no less complicated, because Frankie's health challenges weren't limited to strokes and memory, and they affected not only his acting career but his hobbies too. At 18, when Frankie's career was still on fire, he found another passion, race car driving. He enjoyed it so much that when the series ended, he basically quit acting to race full-time.
When Malcolm ended, I kind of left the business and moved to Arizona, where I live now, and
thus his hobby became his second profession. Like his career on screen, this job didn't last long. Just 5 years later, tragedy struck. In the middle of a race, Frankie lost control of his car and crashed. He suffered horrific injuries, including a broken spine, and didn't think he'd be able to walk again, never mind drive. He was forced to take time off from both acting and driving to heal. Frankie's long and painful rehabilitation, combined with losing his job and passion, affected his mental health. And it also made headlines. The media monster returned, and the stories about Frankie morphed from memory loss issues to reports that he was falling apart and going mad. And they had reason to say so. After a fight with his then-girlfriend, Alicia, police were called to the actor's home. Alicia claimed that she was afraid of her boyfriend because he was in possession of a firearm and behaving unpredictably. But she had no fear for her own life. She was scared Frankie would hurt himself. Instead, the situation was resolved calmly and no one got hurt. But because of the headlines accusing the actor of being dangerous to himself and others, Frankie had to release a statement to clear his name and repeat that he didn't want to hurt anyone, including himself. The police drama was a breaking point for Frankie. He realized that he wasn't the only one affected by his struggles. His surroundings suffered too. So Muniz decided to get himself together. He healed through music and love. The year after his run-in with the law, Frankie became the drummer of a band called Kingsoil. The band was so popular they even toured internationally.
With acting and then going into race car driving, and I played drums in a band touring all over the world for the last 4 years, and now I manage a band.
These days, he prefers to be behind the scenes, because Frankie would much rather spend time with the love of his life, his wife, Paige Price, and their baby boy. With Paige's support, Frankie's been able to get back on his feet. It has really helped him to come to terms with his medical condition and make a very important realization about his memory loss.
I've thought about it a lot, like over my years of like, you know, why do I have a bad memory? I just think it's the fact that I did so f***ing much.
Okay.
When in that time frame, that of course I can't remember all of it.
The star also finally received an official diagnosis.
I finally got diagnosed with aura migraines.
So just intense migraines.
Intense migraines.
And now he's looking forward to the next part of his life, because Frankie has absolutely no regrets.
I've gotten to do everything I've ever wanted to do. I live my life to the fullest.
He's even managed to come full circle. This year, Muniz started racing cars again, and he's considering a Malcolm in the Middle reboot set 20 years after the original show. It just goes to show that not every retreat from Hollywood is a fall from grace. Sometimes the truth is much more complicated. Don't judge a book by its cover.